we are going to discuss the variations. Basically, there are two types of variation. One is called directly proportion and second is called inversely proportion. There are two methods to solve the questions on directly proportion and inversely proportion, and we will discuss both of them in this video. But right now I am going to discuss the one method which is called formula method. Suppose there are two variables. One is called y and the second is called x. And if we say that y and x are, that x is inversely proportional to y, so how to write the formula? In that case, it is y is equal to k over x. So whenever there are two variables which are inversely proportional, their formula is y is equal to k. K is called constant of proportionality. So it is always one variable is in the denominator of the k. K is basically a number. For example, there is an equation y is equal to 3 over k square x square. So here y is inversely proportional to x square and the k is 3 here. We can also say that if we multiply this x with y, so we can write this equation like this as well. Xy is equal to k, and this equation can be written as x square times y is equal to 3. So these are the two ways to write a formula or equation of inversely proportional. It is up to you which method you prefer, which formula you prefer here. Now let's come to the directly proportional. If two variables y and x, if they are directly proportional, so the formula is like that: y is equal to k times x. And you can also write this formula: y over x is equal to k. Let me take an example. Y is directly proportional to x square. So it is x square. And you can also write it like this: y over x square is equal to k. And k can be any number. It could be 3, 4, 5, anything. Suppose it is right or 10. So in this case, it is y is directly proportional to 10 times x square. So this is how we can write the formulas of directly proportional and inversely proportional. This is our question here. Look here. It is given that p is equal to 12 upon square root of k. And we have to describe what kind of relationship is between p and q. And you can see that when one variable is in the denominator, this is an inverse relationship. Therefore, we can say that p is inversely proportional to the square root of q. So this is the answer here. So now let's come to the question number second. Next one. The next question is that when an object is falling, the air resistance varies as the square of the speed. Okay, so let me write it. It is varies. So here it is not mentioned whether variation is directly or inversely. But if you take a common sense, or you can say that if it is not mentioned in the question, normally it is directly proportional. But if you take the common sense, in directly proportional, you know that if uh, if the air resistance is, if you increase the air resistance, the speed of the falling object will decrease. Okay, so that we can say that the air resistance is directly proportional to the square of the speed. Now we are going to write the equation of this. That the resistance is R. We represent R for resistance, and the speed is V. So as resistance is directly proportional to the square of V, then the formula is R is equal to, it is directly proportional, K times V square, because it is square of the speed. Resistance is directly proportional to the square of the. To find this formula completely, we have to find the value of K first. So then we can say that this formula is complete. So let's see how to use it. So let's come to the first part of the question. At a certain speed, suppose it is not given. It is, we say it is a V. So the resistance is 30 Newton. Okay. So let us plug in these values here. Uh, at certain speed, the resistance is 30 Newton. So it is 30 here is equal to K, and the speed is V. Let me plug this V here, V square. So therefore K is it is 30 over V square. So I will use this K in this equation. The equation will become R is equal to 30. I will place the value in place of K, V square, and this is another V, and it is V square. Okay, so I will not cancel it right now. Okay, so now the second information. What is the resistance at twice this speed? If the speed is 2 times, so then what is the resistance? So I have to find resistance here. It is value of K, V square, and the speed is twice. So when speed is twice, I will use the bracket here. Be careful, use the brackets here. So then I will put square over here. Then resistance is R is equal to 30 over V square, and times 2 square is 4, and V square is, no, I will cancel it, this one, and 30 times 4 is, so then resistance is 120. It is, yeah, so the resistance is 120. So this is how we can solve this question. Okay, the second here, the second part, B part, is that y is inversely proportional to x. This is the second part, which is okay. So here y is inversely proportional to x. So let me write the equation first here. So as y is inversely proportional to x, so it is y is equal to k over x. Okay, in inversely proportion, one variable is in the denominator. It is always in the denominator. Okay, so given that y is 6 and x is 4, y is 6 and x is 4, so y is 6 and k or x is 4. So what is k then? K is 24. Now the formula is, no, this is the complete formula. You should give this formula in the question. You should find the value of k and put the value of k here, and write this formula in the answer space. This is the formula. Here this is also formula, but here k is unknown. You should find the k and then give this formula in the answer space. So this is the formula here. So we found this k right now. So now the next part, find the value of y when x is 3. So now after finding the value of k, now we have to find what is y if x is 3. So let it plug in here. What is y when x is 3? So 3 8s. So y is 8. We use that from second method on this b part. Look here. Here there are two variables, y and x. So let me write y and x here. Y and x. Okay, so y is 6 and x is 4. Let me write y is 6. Let me change the color here. Y is 6 and x is 4. And then the second situation, we have to find what is y when x is 3. When x is 3, what is y? So let me call this y. Just wait. Okay, so now in this case, if it is directly proportional, then we cross multiply. As this is not directly proportional case, this is inversely proportional case. Here we don't cross multiply. Look, how do we multiply? Normally we multiply like this. We multiply 4 with 6 or 6 with 4 and this y with 3. Now come to the next question. This is the next question. It is t is inversely proportional to the square of n. Now it is up to you whether you should use formula method or without formula method. No, I will discuss without formula. So it is t is inversely proportional to the square of L. So let me write this. So t is inversely square of L. It is square of L. So write it square of L. Okay, so the number is t is 9, L is 2. T is 9 and L is 2. L is 2 means just write it like this square because there is a L square. Put square as well. And then what is L when t is 25? So if t is 25, what is L? That is L. So I will write L. Okay. So now it is inversely proportional with 20 square root of x. So here it is directly proportional to square root of. So it is y is equal to k times square root of x. This is the formula. But now the second part is that if what is x if y is 10? Okay, so if y is 10, so let me plug this value here. If y is 10, so here, what is x here? So I will divide this 2 here. It, 10 divided by 2 is 5. Now I will take, so it is x here. Now I will take square on both sides. Okay, so I will take square on both sides, square over here. I will discuss the second method for this same question and which is without formula method. And let's see how we will handle that method. So okay, the question is, let me come to the next this sheet. It is not, yeah, it's over here. Okay, so the same question, let me read the same question. Y is directly proportional to x. And let me write y and x over that as a heading. Okay, the question is there then it is y is 12 and x is 36. Y is 12 and x is 36. Okay, so it is, okay, let me read the question carefully. Y is directly square root of x. So, okay, I did mistake here. It is square root of x. I will put square root over here as well. Okay, so now the next is, what is the value of x when y is 10? So when now this is our last question. Here the table is given here. Look here how to find. Question is y is inversely proportional to x. Okay, it's better to use formula method here. It's up to you. You can also use without formula method. Okay, let me use without formula. So y is inversely proportional to x. So let me write this information here. Let me take a little pause because okay. So okay, hey, look here. Y is inversely proportional to x. Let me write it here. So it is y and x. There are two variables y and x. They are inversely proportional. Okay, let me write the headings first, and then use any column. This is columns. These are columns. So use that column in which both x and y are given first. So this first column here, x and y both are given. In the second column, x is given but y is not given. In the third, x is not given, y is given. In the last one, both are not given. So I will use this first. X is 3 and y is 20. So x is 3 and y is 20. Now I will use the other column in which one thing is unknown. I will use this one first. Okay. So x is 4 and y is p. X is 4 and y is p. So as this is inversely proportional case, I will not cross multiply, I will multiply them. Okay. So it is 20 multiplied by 3 is equal to p multiplied by 4. So p is